At the heart of this path is a property tax increase. This would effectively be a tax on working and middle-class New Yorkers who have a median income of $122,000. The second path also requires us to raid our reserves. It would mean withdrawing $980 million from our city's rainy day fund in fiscal year 2026 and $229 million from the Retiree Health Benefit Trust in fiscal year 2027. These are steps that have been taken before, but only in moments of extraordinary external crisis. Mayor Bloomberg's response to the 2008 financial collapse, and Mayor de Blasio's response to the enormous revenue shortfall caused by the pandemic. We do not want to have to turn to such drastic measures to balance our budget.
Obviously, we are not in the midst of a financial crisis like we were in 2008 or during the pandemic, yet that's not stopping Zohran Mamdani from talking about such drastic budgetary measures. The reason he's doing this, of course, is because of his socialist pipe dream: free buses, free grocery stores, just social services for everyone. No one has to pay a dime with the exception of rich people. But here you can see he's already changed his tune. He ran on, taxing the rich, the warmth of collectivism, redistributing the wealth. But now he wants to raid the city's rainy day fund and then also raid the middle class, apparently. I mean, it's turning his entire campaign promise upside down. According to the New York Post, this is all happening because of Zohran Mamdani's budget. New York City mayor unveils a record $127 billion budget, up a whopping $11 billion from this year. And of course, that leads us to wonder, what in the world is he spending that money on? Well, as you probably guessed, a large portion of it is going to, ding, 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 illegal immigrants. Another $1.2 billion for migrants in New York City, which of course is a sanctuary city. This is going to be used for housing, for food, and just basically integrating migrants into the city as a whole, maybe even relocating them across America. So that's on top. That $1.2 billion is in addition to what the city is already spending on illegal immigration. But that's not all. A huge chunk of this is also going to education. The City Department of Education is slated to get an over $3 billion bump in their budget, according to Mayor Mamdani. Now, usually I would be all for, more money towards education, but what's happening here is they have a new mandate where they have to reduce classroom size, which again, usually is a good thing. You want a really healthy student to teacher ratio. Usually the smaller the classrooms, the more individual and just custom focus the students will get from their teachers. And it helps ensures that, students don't fall in between the cracks. But my concern here is, it's clear Mamdani doesn't know how to budget. It's clear he doesn't know how to handle money. And I also distrust the state of education in New York as a whole. So without some sort of overhaul, without some sort of actual curriculum requirements and changes, if you're just throwing money at the problem, I don't see how this is actually going to make education better. And hey, when you are facing a crisis. I mean, that's why he compared it to the 2008 and the pandemic crises, right? Because what he's proposing is just absolutely radical, and it's only been done in those emergencies. So that's $1.2 billion for migrant housing and food, $3 billion for, let's be honest, the teachers union, and of course, none of this factors in his proposals for free bus rides and free grocery stores and all his other socialist pipe dreams. And yet he just wants to blame all of this on Governor Hochul because, the state of New York, it's as if they don't tax enough and they're not giving New York City its fair share. That's his whole argument here. If Hochul doesn't give us more money, then I'm going to raise taxes on the middle class. We'll see how that works out for him. So while he's talking about this socialist pipe dream, the actual situation on the ground, well, let's just say it's getting a little dicey. This is a video that started going viral about 48 hours ago.
Bro, this sidewalk is filled with like, this is ridiculous. I'm scared I'm gonna step in it. But yo, I ain't never.
Apparently, this all started during the snowstorm and hasn't gotten better since, even though the snow and ice have been melting for weeks now. It really reminds me of what happened and is still happening in San Francisco. You know, they even have apps that update in real time so you can see where the poop is on sidewalks and roads. I mean, I can't even imagine it getting that bad to the point where you would even need an app, and to the point where those apps would even update in real time based on people reporting it. It's embarrassing enough that there was one city in the U.S. that was that filthy. But for this to be happening in New York, it really is a testament to how Democrat leadership runs these places into the ground. Again, Mamdani has only been mayor for 45 days, facing a budget crisis. Now it's filthy. He can't even keep the sidewalks clean. He can't even handle the garbage, migrants. And now he wants to talk about, free buses and free grocery stores. They're about to be hosting the World Cup in a few months. That is going to be a disaster. So that's why, he's trying to shift the blame here, talking about, we have all these options. And option one, well, really it's two options. Option one is Governor Hochul. She can just raise taxes on the wealthy and then give New York City more money. And if Governor Hochul doesn't do that, well, I hate to break it to you, middle class, I'm going to have to raise taxes on you. No, me as mayor, no, I'm not going to raise money on the rich people. I'm not going to raise money on billionaires and millionaires, even though I reeled against them. It's going to be the bulk of the city who I punish with all of this. So he actually went into more details, exposing the numbers, exposing these tax rates. It's just absolutely ridiculous here.
What we'd rather do is ensure that they remain as they are so that the city can be on firm financial footing. However, in order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the rainy day fund, the retiree health benefits trust reserve, and to increase property taxes across these other years.
Sorry, Zohran. From my vantage point, a rainy day fund is for emergencies. Funding your socialist pipe dream is not an emergency. That is political maneuvering, and that's why he's going after Kathy Hochul. According to Business Insider, Mamdani says if the state won't tax the wealthiest New Yorkers, he'd have to tax the middle class as a last resort. So again, just to put this into perspective, Mamdani is just like AOC and Bernie Sanders. He claims he hates billionaires and millionaires. He wants to raise taxes on them, yet he doesn't have the balls to do it himself. He wants someone else, in this case Hochul, he wants someone else to do his dirty work for him. Oh, you take the money from the rich people and then just redistribute it to me so I don't have to do anything myself. That really shows you what a lack of conviction this guy has. He's all talk, and when he finally has the opportunity to take action, no, he doesn't want to take it. He wants someone else. He wants Governor Hochul to take that action for him. So while the budget is bigger than ever, while he's giving more money for migrants, more money for free this, free that, the budget for safety, the budget for the New York Police Department is exactly the same. And New Yorkers are the ones suffering from all of this. According to Fox News, teen killed after protecting friends in senseless shootout as locals raise alarm over rising crime in Bronx. Christopher Redding intervened to protect his friends before a group opened fire in the Bronx shooting that wounded two other teens. Now, this is Christopher Redding. He was a football star, 16 years old, very young. And as they said on Fox News, he stood up to defend his friends. This was a senseless shooting, no gang activity. He went to a very prestigious private school, so it's not like he was involved with the wrong crowd or was involved with gangs or anything like that. I mean, this was truly just crime happening on the street. Talk about being in the wrong place, wrong time. This is his dad, Brian Corley, who actually gave a statement. He said, even the mayor, how can you make a statement when you haven't even came and speak to the victims? How can you hold a press conference and you haven't even spoken to us? Asked if Mamdani or his team have reached out at all to the family, Corley responded, hell no. So Mamdani is acting as if the police is doing a great job in this case. By the way, there were 4 shooters, like 4 teens that were involved. They all had guns. Now, I don't know whether all 4 opened fire, but only one of them so far has been identified and arrested. And this happened a few days ago. And so obviously he's very upset. And for the mayor to be politicizing this, when clearly the mayor is already failing the city on so many fronts, and he hasn't even talked to the family, again, I think it's just really gross. It's really disingenuous. And it shows how Mamdani is more focused on his image. He's more focused on getting adoration and praise than he actually is delivering results for the citizens of the city. Now, the worst part is his actual plan for the free bus rides. But before we get to that, I would like to acknowledge the members of today's Governor's Club. They are Jenny Rankin, Super Roamer, RL1401. Thank you, Bob. Very generous of you. Moon Fairy, always good to see you, as well as you, Jenny, and Super Roamer. Again, these are people who give tips and super thanks to the channel. I'm glad that you enjoy, and I'm glad that you're here. Well, this is the craziest part. As if free buses for everyone in New York City wasn't crazy enough. Mayor Mamdani is pushing for a free bus pilot program to be conducted during this year's FIFA World Cup. The mayor's pitch to the governor is to run all city buses for free across New York City for the 5-week soccer tournament in June and July. And you can see this is reported on the, usually reliable New York Daily News. A huge pilot program like this. Usually there are a lot of bumps that you need to iron out. Like, it's very rare that an initiative is rolled out and it goes flawlessly, right? Usually there are kinks that just need to be worked out of the system. So for him to try to do this during the World Cup is just an absolute joke. Talk about a lack of wisdom and a lack of foresight, because when you roll out this pilot program and you have thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of visitors coming to the city, because this is going to be a huge event, not just people from all over the United States, but from all over the world. It's an opportunity for the city and the country to put its best foot forward. So do you really want to roll out a pilot program when you have all these tourists, when you have high profile sports celebrities? And I get soccer isn't that big in the United States, but these are international superstars. Now, shouldn't you want the city to be a well-oiled machine instead of, hey, let's try out this new program? The reason he wants to try out this new program then is because he hopes it's going to be a success and it's going to get good publicity. And once the trial is over, that'll create the political pressure to turn the free buses into a permanent reality in New York City. That's his plan there. Let's do this during this high-profile event and hope that it is so popular that when it's over, the political willpower is there, again, to just explode the budget in perpetuity. I think it's absolutely crazy. Now, earlier in this video, I talked about how Mamdani is using a large portion of his budget to, go towards migrants, migrant housing, free food. In many cases, this will also benefit illegal immigrants. And that, of course, shouldn't shock us because New York City is a sanctuary city. Well, not too far from New York City, in Philadelphia, the mayor, her name is Sherelle Parker. She was asked about, sanctuary cities. What does being a sanctuary city mean to you? And she couldn't even answer that question. Take a look at this.
What does the term sanctuary city mean to you, Mayor?
What I want to tell you about Philadelphia, and this is extremely important, that you, Claudia Vargas, have been provided an answer to the question that you just asked from our city solicitor. Philadelphia, that means the chief lawyer for the city of Philadelphia. Renee Garcia is our city solicitor. And what we are, the term we use to describe our city, is that we are a welcoming city here in.
Okay, yeah. Just more slogans for everyone. As always, though, all of this is just my analysis and commentary. That's what's happening in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So I want to talk about this Mamdani bus program, his strategy to do it during the World Cup. I mean, do you think it'll actually roll out flawlessly? Like, is there a possibility? Like, is that a valid strategy? Hey, let's roll it out during this high-profile event and hope that it creates the political capital to turn free buses into a permanent thing in New York City? Or do you think it's more likely than not that this will fail and turn into a huge debacle that will only make him look like an embarrassment and look like the total amateur that he is? Let me know how you think that's going to go down in the comments below. I have just never heard of anything like that. Really? A pilot program? A pilot program during one of the largest events for a sport, which again, I get it's not huge in the United States, but it's still, we're going to be on the world stage here. Why did you guys vote for this? Just why New York? Why? If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.